All right. So what I have done, I just put, I mean, not been for a few months already, but the KMA, KN1, I think is the name of the pickup here. No modification whatsoever to the guitar. You just wrap your strings on top of it, resting on top of the tie block. Now, the original cable is not a very good quality, and because it's long, it's kind of flimsy. If you step on it, it might make some noise. So what I've done, and I had this wireless system for my electric guitars anyway, and when I bought it, it came with an upgrade, a little better quality and connector in here. So the original was sent as an extra, and so all I did was to cut the ending jack, and I put a small mono, which is what you need to put it here, and that way it gets a bit out of the way and is a slightly better quality of the cable. Now the recording actually is not acoustic. Is what you're hearing is the amplifier. I'm using a AER Alpha, so it's the small cube, and it's just going with a DI cable direct into my interface. Now, one thing I also have added to this was a graphic equalizer pedal, because if you don't do that, then the sound that it captures naturally from the bridge is very nasal, and it tends to feedback quite easily as well. So it's not as natural. So what I do is to reduce the frequencies around the 400 hertz, and a bit of the 800 as well. But it's better to always cut frequencies, not boost the others, because then what you're adding is more hiss and noise. So just cut the frequency around that spectrum, and it gives you a more natural sound, which kind of emulates what is going on inside the body of the guitar, not only capturing what is happening at the bridge. So it's closer to what you hear from the natural sound coming through the sound hole. So that's all I have done. I mean, this piece, it cost like 40 pounds, something like that. And like I said, no modification whatsoever to the guitar, and sounds pretty good. Prior to this guitar, I had an Alhambra 5P, and I installed it myself, a AL Airbags I-beam passive. I think that's the name of it. It's a transducer that is, you need to drill two small holes. You remove the saddle, drill two small holes, put your hands underneath, connect it together, and then another cable that goes from the bottom and also act as a kind of a strap button through the ending block, and that connects to the cable inside with a pickup. So it's quite a lot of intervention, a bit difficult to do. And in addition to that, I had to use a Alarbax, the Para DI, like a DI box, which is a very good system, but it's very expensive. I mean, all of that together, if you add, let's say, if you pay for someone to do the job for you, you're talking about, I don't know, $300, something like that. So it's quite expensive. This is 40, and I honestly think that this sounds better. Now, obviously, this is a much better guitar than the Alhambra, but I'm quite happy with the sound as it is. Like I said, just add a graphic EQ to it. The other thing that will happen is that because you are cutting frequencies, the overall volume will drop, but we'll compensate by adding more volume from the amplifier, or if you want to support yourself to some extra PA. I have done a couple of gigs already with this, and it sounds pretty good. I had no problems with feedback, and I think it's a very natural sound. There are obviously other better products out there, like the Newman. They had one that clamps into the sides of the body. It's like a gooseneck with a condenser microphone. I bet that sounds much better, but it's very expensive. So there we go. Oh, I will take some photos of the graphic EQ and equalization on my amplifier as a reference, so you know how much is the actual sound of it. I will just add another example of a piece that has a lot of dynamic range, just so that you can see how it sounds. So I will play a studio, part of a studio. Anyway, just a quick demonstration of it. The only thing I had to do was to reduce the gain on the interface, so it will not saturate whenever I do the rasgueado. So yes, if you're going to play in a live situation, just go with the most extreme ranges of dynamics, adjust your gain accordingly, and then you should be all set.